For the final time this season, welcome live to BSRTV. This is the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship presented by Engine Oils Direct. My name is Andrew Woodhouse and I'm joined at Bathurst, Australia by Adam Bath. Adam, 3 rounds today to decide the championship. Wojciech Savidovic going for his championship.
Yes, you're right, Andrew. Hello everyone, welcome to Bathurst, my favourite racing circuit, and Wojciech Savidovic has got it all to do. Well, he's got nothing to lose. Well, he's got everything to lose because he's got a 166-point lead in the Drivers' Championship over Jamie Rushworth. Jamie Rushworth will have to win probably 2 races with Savidovic scoring 0 to have a shot at that title. In third place in the driver standings is Stefan Hug, with Simon Field in 4th and Russell Laidler in 5th, with Linus Bostrom in 6th, Daniel Kraft in 7th, Jerome Kaiser in 9th, Ashley Sutton, the pole sitter for today, in 9th, and Graham Carroll in 10th position. That's the top 10 in the standings. Moving into the lower half of the top 20, 11th place is Aaron Gearing. He is the leader in the Pro-Am standings. In 12th place is Richard Wilde. 13th, Ben Gregory. He had been leading the Pro-Am standings for the majority of the season until a nightmare race Brands Hatch. Then in 14th place it's David Baker, 15th Robert Plumley, 16th Nils Jordan, 17th Ellis Stevens, 18th Adam Terry, 19th Laura Bond, and in 20th place is Matt Walker. Now, Andrew, the starting grid for today, it's the championship contenders are at the front. However, we've got a few unfamiliar names there as well.
Indeed, on this treacherous circuit, Ashley Sutton has taken pole position by nearly half a second from the championship leader, Wojciech Savidovic, who just really needs a couple of good results tonight to clinch his title. David Baker is 3rd. That's a terrific performance from him, ahead of Jamie Rushworth. Graham Carroll lines up on row 3, ahead of Simon Field. Stefan Hug, he still has an outside chance of the championship. He would need a miracle, really. He starts in 7th place, ahead of Adam Terry. Daniel Hunt, great performance, up in 9th for DEG. And then another strong qualifying from United Sim Sports, Alexander Smolensky. Adam, this track is dangerous. It's fast in places, it's tight and twisty in others. Where are the drivers going to make the moves here on this Bathurst circuit?
I think really the main overtaking spot is down into the chase at the end of the lap. You set the driver up around the mountain section, the corners such as McPhillamy Park, the S's, and then Forest Elbow. That will give you a great run down the back straight, and then into the chase, the chicane at the end of the lap. That's where you'll see the main overtakes happening during the race.
It's one of the longest straights we have all season, Adam, and are we going to get some great slipstreaming battles here, or do you think the field spread will be quite large?
I think we are going to see some great slipstreaming. Last season was probably one of the highlights of the season because we saw drivers trying to hit each other going into the cutting, desperately trying to gain a place before really no one overtook through the mountain section of the lap. So you've got to get that overtake done as quickly as you can because it's going to be hard to overtake through that mountain section.
Going to be a difficult one for all the drivers here. This is such a long track. We only have 9 lap races at Bathurst. We have 3 rounds for you today. Just a reminder that the 2nd and 3rd races will have a random reverse grid. But now it's race 1 we're focusing on here at Bathurst. The red lights are on and the green light is on. Sutton gets away from pole position down towards the first corner. It's quite a short run. We'll see if everybody can behave themselves. Savidovic sensibly slots right in 2nd place. He doesn't want to do anything rash.
Yes, but Jamie Rushworth has managed to get into 3rd place, Andrew, ahead of David Baker. So, and it's everyone's guess who's going to be in the positions in the midfield. So as we head down Conrod Straight, down towards turn 2, it's Sutton leading from Savidovic with Jamie Rushworth in 3rd. And already it seems those 3 are breaking away from the rest of the pack. Look at Baker and Carroll though in the background. They're fighting over 4th place.
Indeed they are, and Baker having to go a little bit defensive as into that right-hander. As we head up the hill now, climbing steeply, these Kia Optimas sometimes struggle with acceleration up this hill. It's very, very steep indeed. Ashley Sutton leading the way from Wojciech Savidovic, Jamie Rushworth. Now, Jamie Rushworth, Adam, he's going to be really aggressive here, and Savidovic doesn't want to get involved with him at all.
Yeah, Savidovic is in a bit of a tricky position at the moment because he knows that Sutton in front is a very aggressive driver, but he knows that Jamie Rushworth behind him has got nothing to lose. And as we head through McPhillamy Park and down towards Skyline and the S's, Rushworth is all over him. He's attacking him straight away.
It is indeed. Now this is the telling part of the lap. Full fuel, down the hill rapidly. The brakes barely having an effect in places. This is such a difficult slalom run down the mountain, high speed, and then flicking left and down this long straight here.
And as we head out of Forest Elba down the back straight, I think there was a bit of contact to the back between Robert Plumley and Darren Craft. Both of them have had issues. I think they've gone back to the pits. But as we head down towards the chase for the first time, Rushworth had made a bit of a mistake into the S's, and that means he's dropped a bit of ground to Savidovic and Sutton as we head through the chase. But look at that. Is that Graham Carroll and Fields? I think they're side by side.
Oh, and Fields come right across. And Fields surely out of the race. Big one. Big one for the Engine Oil Direct car.
Yeah, he's got the car going, but I think he's going to drop down the order. He's now doing a reverse three-point turn to get the car back on track. But yeah, more contact as well. Ben
Gregory's off. Second place man in the ES Trophy.
Yeah, that's what Ben Gregory didn't want. He wanted to try and score as much points as he could to close the gap on Aaron Gearing, but that's definitely not going to happen now. It's all good.
Went flying across the chicane, Adam, and looks like he's down in what looks like about 30th place. A lot of work to do, especially, well, Aaron Gearing is rival here, only a few places in front of him.
Yeah, so it hasn't affected it as much as we thought, but at the end of the first lap, here's the running order. It is Ashley Sutton leading from Wojciech Savidovic, with Jamie Rushworth in third, David Baker in fourth, Graham Carroll in fifth, Stefan Hugen sixth, Adam Terry in seventh, Dan Hunt in eighth, Ben Palmer, once again a good showing for him, in ninth, and rounding up the top 10, it is Richard Wiles. Aaron Gearing's in the pits, Andrew.
Is he? Well, that could have massive implications. Both the ES Trophy contenders having real trouble. I wonder if they hit each other or got somewhere near each other, and that's why they're in the pits. Let's have a look. I'll just have a quick look back and see what happened to Aaron Gearing.
So while we were saying
nothing obvious there, Adam, I must admit.
Yeah, while we were saying that it was a disaster for Ben Gregory, it's turned out not so bad, because he's now in 22nd place and Aaron Gearing's in the pits down in 33rd. So
Sutton's got damage, Adam. Front right corner.
Yeah, he might have hit one of the walls. This circuit is very narrow. Concrete barriers surrounding the trail on all of this lap, really. So he might have hit the barrier coming out of the cutting or going into turn 2 quarry. So you can damage the car any part of this racetrack.
Yeah, I said it was treacherous. It's very, very difficult. Very fun to drive if you're in a rhythm. And look, these two dropped Jamie Rushworth, so a mistake from the former champion, it looks like.
Yeah, Rushworth 1.1 seconds behind Savidovic and 1.6 behind Ashley Sutton as we come round to complete lap number 2. 9 laps, still a long way to go in this one as we head into the final corner. Sutton locks up a bit on the brakes, and Savidovic, Andrew, is starting to close in on him.
Yeah, is this a wise idea for Savidovic? Because we know Ashley Sutton isn't shy in wheel-to-wheel combat. Savidovic setting him up through the first corner to have a little run onto this front straight then, as the Engine Oil Direct car of Daniel Craft, who was involved in contact on the first lap, is coming out of the pits.
I wonder if Sutton will be able to use that slipstream to his advantage. I think Fields a bit too far away as we head up to turn 2 quarry, and no move there by Savidovic to try and get the lead. Graham Carroll back in sixth.
Hello, those Sutton's they're side by side actually, I think now.
Yeah, you're right. I know, but there's definitely no way round there for Savidovic.
You're never going to get through there, and Dan Craft getting out of the way. I think he's going to park that up for a while. I think on the outside of that corner, and maybe a wise decision from him. He just needs to stay one lap down, doesn't he, in order to get points for the championship.
Yeah, trying to go around the outside of that corner, that's a one-way ticket to the concrete barrier. And I think Savidovic has started to back off a bit. I think he knew that was a bit of a danger zone, but he's got miles back to Jamie Rushworth. Rushworth's 2.4 seconds now behind Savidovic, so I don't know whether Rushworth just hasn't got the pace to try and get to Savidovic, but he's now back in third, and he's only 1.1 seconds ahead of fourth place David Baker.
Sutton very ragged, he's almost hitting the walls as he's
I think he might hit the wall again.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's got, I think his car's behaving slightly unusually, under braking, but we'll keep an eye on that. Looks like he's got some suspension damage as well. That resulted from the hit of the wall or what? But Savidovic still not close enough really to challenge him, though, is he? Not on this back section where Sutton seems to be strong. Savidovic seems better in the opening part of the lap.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the lap times are this time around, because last time Savidovic was 0.3 of a second quicker than Sutton. Let's see what they're going to do this time. They're coming up to the final corner, and then there'll be 6 laps to go. Stefan Hoog's managed to gain a place, by the way, he's up into 6th place, but as we come around to complete the lap, Ashley Sutton comes across the line, does a 2 minute 14, and so does Savidovic as well, and Jamie Rushworth laps 1 second slower than them too, so those two are definitely pulling away, but Sutton and Savidovic doing fairly even times.
Yeah, if Jamie Rushworth finishes the race, Wojciech Savidovic will not win the championship in all probability. If he finishes where he is, Savidovic will not have the 200 points that he needs. David Baker in 4th place, looking really strong at the moment. Actually, Ben Palmer, Adam, we've spoken about him, I think, every week in the last 3 or 4 meetings. That team change has done him the world of good.
Yeah, he's currently in 9th, and at the moment we're looking at the battle for 18th. I think that's between Nils Jordan, Robert Burton in 19th, and in 20th Ben Gregory, the Param leader, and then in 21st it's Laura Bond. And as we head down the back straight, it looks like Gregory shaping up a move on 19th place Robert Burton.
Didn't do well to go around the outside there. Burton twitching under braking, side by side, not a lot of room.
And that's going to allow the Elite 220 car.
Yes, Laura Bond.
And Bond gets past Gregory, but she's going to try and go around the outside. Oh, she was lucky there not to hit the wall. And as we head through the cutting, she's now up into 20th, with Ben Gregory now down to 21st.
Laura started 23rd, but she looked to have a horrible start. I'm not really sure what happened. He's making her way back through the field. Laura's first half of the season was actually really good, wasn't it? And then it dropped off in the middle part quite dramatically. Looking to pick up a few points here, but I tell you what, this is Ben Gregory's moment to really make some hay, isn't it? While Aaron Gearing's struggling pretty badly.
Yeah, Laura Bond made just a little bit of a mistake there as we headed to Skyline, but she still managed to hold on to the 20th place. Ben Gregory, contact. Was that one of the Pete Newman cars? I think that was Tim Mawson involved.
It looks like he's been in the wars.
Yeah, so that means that Laura Bond is now elevated up to 18th, Ben Gregory 19th, and Nils Jordan, he's up to 16th as well.
Tim Mawson was in 14th place. It was a Pete Newman media car. I didn't actually see it. All I saw was Tim Mawson's car. But yeah, Pete Newman media car and Tim Mawson both having contact. Actually, Pete Newman lost it, hit the wall, and unfortunately came back into the middle of the track where Mawson was. Nothing Tim could do on that occasion.
Curse of the commentator, Andrew, what were we saying about Ben Palmer? He's just had an engine failure. He's now in the pits.
Dear. Well, I tell you, that's just rotten luck, but it is the sort of track where that can happen. Yeah, we haven't seen many engine failures this season. I think I can count them on one hand, but Ben Palmer, the unfortunate victim there, and that's his race run.
Yeah, last season there were quite a few engine failures. I remember, I think it was Steve Hefford in the Engine All Direct car. He was leading and then had an engine failure which ruined his race, and that could have been a win for Engine All Directs, but on that day it wasn't. Battle at the moment, looking further down the field, Andrew, I think there's a battle shaping up between Graham Carroll in 5th and Stefan Hoog in 6th.
Yes, Hoog looking very racy, and in this middle sector he's really looking for a way through. Remember, Stefan Hoog can still win the championship. He's going to need an absolute miracle, but he can do it, and he's looking to try and get every position he can from Graham Carroll. I can't help but feeling though, Hoog has a little look. Very tricky part of the track to try to pass his Hoog, bouncing off the curbs. He's not taking any chances, the Swiss driver.
No, he's not. He's a bit out of control. In fact, he's losing a bit of ground. Is he going to stop the car? He just stops in time for the S's. And you're right there, Andrew. 287 points behind Wojciech Savidovic, and there's 300 points still on offer in this race. So it could still happen if Savidovic and Rushworth fail to finish. And he's shaping up Carroll now as we come out of Forest Elbow and down the straight towards the chase. But he's just got nowhere to go.
Yeah, positioning his car really nicely is Graham Carroll. So he's going to have the inside line. He's going to have to be brave at these speeds in top gear at over 250 kilometres an hour. We're going to flick right. Who goes through?
Good move there down the inside of the chase, and Graham Carroll could really do nothing about that. Stefan Hoog up into 5th place.
What do you make of Hoog's season, Adam? It's been very strong, but it seems to have just been the really important times when he's not quite had enough.
Yeah, it's just that round at Brands Hatch last week. It overshadowed his entire season. He'd won a few races. He'd been outclassed in qualifying by Savidovic, but it was race 2 in Brands Hatch where he had a bit of contact, scored 0, and that really scuppered his chances.
Then the following race, I suppose, the connection issue he had.
Yeah, he had connection distance as well, and he couldn't really do anything about that, so that really scuppered hopes of his championship. But saying about that, he's now coming under immense pressure now from Graham Carroll once again as we head down the straight towards turn 2. Will Carroll try to go around the outside? No, he doesn't. Will Hoog run deep though? Yes, he does, and that allows Graham Carroll down the inside. Hoog clips the wall a little bit. He drops down to 6th.
Yeah, so Carroll, all that effort from Hoog, ruined there by a little tiny mistake, but Carroll put the pressure on, didn't he? He deserved something good to happen from that. I tell you who's lurking: 2 DEG cars, Dan Hunt ahead of Adam Terriers, who clips the wall again.
Yeah, those 2 DEG cars running their own race, and Hoog now trying to set back off after Graham Carroll as we head down to McPhillamy Park at the top of the hill. The back up at the front, I think there's been a problem for Sutton, Andrew, because Wojciech Savidovic has just taken the lead.
Yes, and I didn't see anything, I have to confess. What happened?
I don't know if it's an engine failure. I think it's a slowdown.
No, he went veering towards the left. I don't know if he wasn't paying attention, but hits the wall, and then, yeah, major damage.
Well, that means now that Wojciech Savidovic leads.
Very strange. I don't know if Alex can get a replay of that, or if his replays aren't working, but you'll see it's a very, very weird incident.
Yeah, it's the kind of stuff you expect here at Bathurst, and now Savidovic has a 1 second lead over Rushworth. Rushworth starting to pull the pin here. He's closing in on the current series leader.
So you can see the replay then here, and you see that Sutton, like I say, he just veers off to the left and hits the wall, rolls down the wall for a little bit. Very, very strange accident. Still in the race, he's still in, I believe his 4th position, but his car looks horrible.
Yeah, he had a similar issue at Brands Hatch. I remember him being at the front and then all of a sudden had to drop back after making a little bit of a mistake, and then he had to fight his way back through the field for the rest of the race. So similar problems once again for Ashley Sutton. The new running order. He's in the pits now, so that's put him out of a chance of winning this race. So the new running order is Wojciech Savidovic at the front, Jamie Rushworth 2nd, 3rd place David Baker, 4th place is Graham Carroll, 5th Stefan Hoog, 6th Dan Hunt, 7th Adam Terry, 8th Richard Wild, 9th Russell Lader, and in 10th place is Ellis Stevens as Rushworth hits the wall there coming out of turn 2.
I'll be honest with you, Adam, unless he's got unless he's had the black and orange meatball flag, I'm not sure why he's pitting in, because there's only 2 laps to go. He'll be on for some very good points. He still would have finished inside the top 10, no question.
Yeah, I think the black and orange flag could have been shown there to Ashley Sutton. Where does that mean he is down in 17th place? So if he gets going again after that damage is repaired, he could still be in with a shot off the reverse grid pole. Rushworth they're looking very ragged as David Baker starts to close in on him.
Yeah, Rushworth really doing all he can to try and catch Savidovic, but the back end of that Kia Optima going very light, as it should do, going downhill. Right and twisty section. Plus street circuit-like part, isn't it? And big test going down the mountain.
I was watching Jamie Rushworth in qualifying. He had to have quite a few attempts at his qualifying lap to get it valid and get a spot on the grid. His car was pretty much all over the place. I don't know whether he had
a chance.
And also at the same time as this battle, Laura Bond's trying to get past Ben Gregory. But let's have a look at this. David Baker in the slipstream of Jamie Rushworth, former series champion.
A massive toe.
Yeah, we were talking in the build-up about the effect that the toe could have in this race, and I think David Baker could be in with a shot of getting Jamie Rushworth into the final corner, but he might be a bit too far back.
One of the best races of David Baker's season. Lap 7 here at Bathurst. We're about to start lap 8 with Wojciech Savidovic leading. Take a huge step towards his championship here. But yeah, I mean, Bathurst claiming victims. Adam's only 20 cars on the lead lap so far.
And one of them is Ashley Sutton. He's just rejoined in 19th place. And since he's no more than 2 laps down, that means he's still in with a shot off the reverse grid pole. So that black and orange flag seems to have worked out for him. But look at this, David Baker down the inside of Jamie Rushworth as we head over the hill and down towards turn 2. Baker's got the inside line. I think Rushworth will have to concede the position here, but will Baker run on into turn 2? Let's have a look. He runs a bit wide, but I think it's a done deal and David Baker is up into second place.
The thing about Bathurst, Adam, is there's very few corners where you can go side by side and you can make the outside line work if you're being overtaken. So Rushworth now is going to have to fight his way back past David Baker, so we'll see if that can happen. Going up the hill again. DEG are 6th, 7th and 8th running, well, not quite line astern, they're a few seconds apart, but Dan Hunt in 6th, Adam Terry 7th, Richard Wilde 8th, but we have a battle now shaping up as well as we watch Rushworth getting very, very close. I'll go back to that in a second, but Rushworth having a look down the outside, but you're not going to do it in this section. It's very much single file, isn't it?
Yeah, single file. Really, you need this mountain section to shape up the guy in front and then try and get the move done down the back straight, which we're coming up to now. Rushworth, after making that bit of a mistake, it means he's dropped back a bit now off David Baker, but as we saw a lap ago, the toe is so effective here, he might be right onto the back of Baker by the end of this straight.
Not massively close now, but he might be able to set himself up as heading on to the final lap. There is a battle for fourth position, actually. It's Graham Carroll leading Stefan Hoog.
Oh, Hoog on the grass. And
Hoog
Hoog
on the grass, and we've got this chase to come. Going right, side by side through the chase.
Down the inside, and I think Hoog's got the move done. Yes, it was almost a replay of the move he did on Carroll a few laps ago, and now Stefan Hoog is up into 4th place, but as we saw a few laps ago as well, Carroll managed to get that position back.
Carroll having a look. Hunt's there as well, isn't he?
Yes, Dan Hunt doing another great job for DEG. They're having a great end to the season. They're currently sitting 6th in the team standings and hopefully score a few more points than Engine All Direct, which is the team behind them. And as we're on the final lap now, will Carroll be able to get that position back off Stefan Hoog as we head out of turn 1 and down towards turn 2?
They could definitely make some positions up in the championship. You can see the 3 red and white DEG cars all the way down that back straight, so really good meeting for them. Wojciech Savidovic then 3.3 seconds ahead of David Baker.
Hoog runs a little bit wide through turn 2. That means that Carroll will try and have a shot around the outside. It is the last lap, but he pulls out of it at the last minute. Now he needs to use these next few corners on the mountain section to try and eye up Stefan Hoog so that he can get the move done into the chase on the final lap, but Hoog will be ultra defensive. He is, after all, in 4th place. Let's see what he can do.
Hoog's nearly shaving a coat of paint off the walls, Adam, as he's looking very, very ragged. But it is, like you said, it is the last lap. Frightening commitment from these Kia drivers.
Yeah, we can see the car understeer now as we go over the top of the hill and through the
oversteer now.
Yeah, oversteer now. It's all happening on these Kia Optimas as we head through the slowest part of the track and down towards Forest Elbow. Dan Hunt here could be sitting pretty here because he's looking to shape up Graham Carroll.
Brave to dive up the inside there, though, wouldn't you? As Hoog hits the wall. I don't think it slowed him down too much, but yeah, we'll see if that affects him when it comes to the chicane. As Hunt is looking as well.
Yeah,
so Graham, keep an eye on this, but I'm going to have to look at the leader as he's coming down the final 2 corners.
Carroll made a bit of a mistake, I'll just say, before the Forest Elbow, so that's why Dan Hunt is so close, but I think it's going to be a race 1 victory for the current series leader, Wojciech Savidovic.
Round the final corner he goes, and Wojciech Savidovic has one hand on the championship trophy. He comes over to win round 28 at Bathurst, and David Baker second. Brilliant.
Fantastic job there by David Baker, and across the line they go. 3rd for Jamie Rushworth, 4th for Stefan Hoog, 5th for Graham Carroll, and in 6th place Dan Hunt with Adam Terry in 7th. That was a good battle.
Yeah, nice race. It was a slow burner, but you can see the front 7 covered by 12 seconds. That's about as close as you can usually get here at Bathurst. Only 18 cars finished on the lead lap, Adam.
Yeah, and we were saying a few laps ago that Ashley Susson could be with a shot of the reverse grid. He might have had further issues because he is down in 24th place. But let's run you through the rest of the people that finished on the lead lap. It was Richard Wilde that finished in 8th, so DG 6, 7, 8, with Ellis Stevens in 9th and Russell Layla in 10th. Then in 11th it's Jerome Kaiser, 12th place Nils Jordan, 13th Julian Janowski, 14th Ben Gregory. He had that issue at the start of the race, but comes back to finish 14th, and that should allowing him to close in on Aaron Gearing, who finished 3 laps down. Then in 15th place is Laura Bond, 16th Robert Burton, 17th Colin Steele, and in 18th place is Matt Walker, and only 18 cars, as you say, Andrew, finished on the lead lap.
Yes, and the ES Trophy lead has probably changed hands there and then with that result, so that's the big story coming out of that race. For Savidovic, he's now very, very close, isn't he, to winning the title? But I don't know if he's already done it. What's the points difference? Yeah,
my maths isn't the best, but I think he should have around about 180 point lead going into race 2. So, it's going to be definitely really hard for Jamie Rushworth to win the title now. He'll have to hope that Savidovic scores a 0, and then really a 0 again in race 3. And as we've seen throughout the season, that's very unlikely.
One thing's definitely for sure, though, isn't it? That Savidovic will be starting behind Jamie Rushworth in race 2. So, that's going to be interesting, but chances are Savidovic will still win the championship in race 2. He just needs to finish the race, really, doesn't he, Adam?
Yeah, and we've seen throughout the reverse grid races this season how Savidovic manages to somehow get back to the front in these reverse grid races, so don't count him out of another race victory. But one thing we're yet to see this season in the reverse grid draw is a full reverse grid draw. We could have 20 cars reversed, however, we haven't had that happen yet this season. Will we have it tonight?
Well, another man who can tell us, Alex Simpson. We bring you in there, mate. Interesting first race.
Yeah, great first race. I always knew it was going to be kind of tough like that. Guys trying to push to the limit, those walls biting them a few times. And Savidovic, I think he just played a sensible race. He didn't try and make any moves. Knew what he needed to do, and just let the others fall off the track around him.
Overtaking, obviously, difficult, Alex. It's going to be tough for Savidovic to win the next race. However, all he needs to do is really stay within touching distance of the others.
Yeah, exactly that. I think just needs some points. 20 points, I think, and then he's got it.
That'll guarantee it. Yep.
Yeah, he's got the championship wrapped up. If he finishes inside the top 20, then he knows that he's laughing.
That's if Jamie Rushworth wins.
Well, true. That's the other thing that's got to happen. Jamie has got to win both these next races to keep this championship alive.
Just before you do the reverse grid draw, we just have to confirm, I know it's obvious, but Stefan Hoog can no longer win the Engine Oil Director and Car Championship, so it is officially a 2-horse race, but it might not be a 2-horse race for long. Alex, can you find the number? Will it be the magic number?
Yeah, let's give us a few test rolls, as always. So we've had 2 rolls of 18 and a 15, and the magic number will be 16. So still no full reverse grid order for the season. Got one more round to go, but yeah, 16th place was...
Yeah, Colin Steele. So Steele will go on to pole with Laura Bond alongside him, and Ben Gregory in 3rd. So we could still have a Pro-Am victory. We haven't had it yet this season. Could we have it in race 2, Andrew?
What a frightening prospect for Colin Steele, Adam. Goodness me. Pole position at Bathurst, you've got nearly 40 angry drivers behind you. That's going to be a hell of a job he's going to have. But I'll tell you one thing that's on Colin Steele's side is it is difficult to pass here.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be loving it going out of turn 1 with the whole field in his rear view mirror. And you're right, very few overtaking opportunities. So it's all going to be about those straights to see who's going to get the overtakes done.
And Laura Bond get her first victory in BSRTC. We will see. That's going to be the story, I think. Judging by the grid positions, I think it'll be a fight between Bond and Gregory. But join us in maybe 10-15 minutes time where you'll find out, can Wojciech Savidovic secure the title? Can Colin Steele hold on to pole position? Well, you have to find out here on BSR TV.